Hello and welcome to News Tonight on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha. Let's begin with the day's headlines. Uttar Pradesh becomes the first state to begin the process of identifying refugees for implementation of the Citizenship Amendment Act. State Minister Shrikant Sharma says over 32,000 refugees identified in 21 districts. All district magistrates asked to collect data. AIADMK's A. Vijay Kumar asked the most starred questions during the last two sessions of the Rajya Sabha. Following Chairman Naidu's suggestion, Rajya Sabha Secretariat analyzes data of members' participation. In the 249 sessions, 75% members and 65% in the 250th session got an opportunity to ask questions. Election campaign intensifies in Delhi with less than a month to go for the assembly polls. Political parties begin reaching out to voters, promises galore of best facilities and subsidies. No respite in sight from the cold in North India. Met Department forecasts rain and snowfall in the mountainous areas. Orange alert issued in Himachal Pradesh. Rain in Delhi NCR as well. And Lohri is celebrated with great fervour. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi greet people on the occasion. Makar Sankranti, Pongal and Bihu will be marked in different parts of the country tomorrow. The Uttar Pradesh government began the process of implementing the Citizenship Amendment Act. State Minister Shrikant Sharma said on Monday that in the first list, more than 32,000 refugees have been identified in 21 districts and the exercise is going on in the entire state. He said following the notification for the Citizenship Amendment Act, all district magistrates in the state have been asked to collect data. The minister also informed that the refugees are from Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh. The first list includes refugees from the districts of Saharanpur, Gorakhpur, Aligarh, Rampur, Pratapgarh, Pilibhit, Lucknow, Varanasi, also Bahraich, Lakhimpur, Rampur, Meerut and Agra. The Uttar Pradesh Cabinet on Monday approved the commissionerate system of policing for Lucknow and Noida, giving magisterial powers to the top cops in both these cities. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, who presided over the cabinet meeting, said that an additional Director General level officer will be the police commissioner of both Lucknow and Noida. The state government announced the names of IPS officer Sujit Pandey as police commissioner for Lucknow and Alok Singh as police commissioner for Noida. The functioning of the commissioner system in both these cities will be reviewed after 6 months.
हमारी सरकार ने उठाया है। पिछले 50 वर्षों से बेहतर पुलिसिंग के लिए, स्मार्ट पुलिसिंग के लिए, कानून व्यवस्था की सुदृढ़ और सुरक्षा की बेहतर स्थिति के लिए जो एक मांग उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर की जा रही थी, पुलिस आयुक्त प्रणाली की, मुझे बताते हुए प्रसन्नता है कि आज हमारी कैबिनेट ने प्रदेश की राजधानी लखनऊ और प्रदेश की आर्थिक राजधानी के रूप में विख्यात नोएडा, इन दोनों में पुलिस आयुक्त प्रणाली लागू करने का अभी यह प्रस्ताव पास किया है।
मैं समझता हूं कि पुलिस कमिश्नरेट इंट्रोड्यूस हो जाने से लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की स्थिति में और क्राइम कंट्रोल जो हमारा एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण पहलू है, उन दोनों में हमें बहुत ही एकीकृत रूप से, एक इंटीग्रेटेड रूप से हमें काम करने में का मौका मिलेगा। और सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है कि एक छोटे से क्षेत्रफल में कई सीनियर मैच्योर ऑफिसर्स की जो पोस्टिंग होगी, और हमारा पुलिस कमिश्नर एडिशनल डीजी रैंक का होगा जो खुद ही एक मैच्योर ऑफिसर होगा, तो उससे उम्मीद की जाएगी कि इस प्रणाली से अपराध के नियंत्रण में, लोगों के डिलीवरी सिस्टम में, पब्लिक ग्रीवेंसेस में और साथ ही साथ कानून व्यवस्था में जो एक सुधार होना है, वो सुधार की आशा है।
In news related to Parliament now, the Rajya Sabha Secretariat has conducted an analysis of the participation of the members in the question hour during the 249th and the 250th sessions of the Upper House, as per which AIADMK MP A. Vijay Kumar raised the highest number of 13 start questions during the last two sessions. During the 249th session, Vijay Kumar was the lead questioner with 7 questions to his credit and was in second position during the 250th session with 6 questions. Dr. Shantanu Sen of the Trinamool Congress was the lead questioner with 7 questions during the 250th session. The analysis of 660 starred questions, including 375 listed for 25 question days during the 249th session and 285 listed for 19 question days during the 250th session, revealed that 75% and 65% of the members got opportunities to raise start questions during the last 2 sessions, respectively. About 7% of the members accounted for about 25% of the total 660 questions listed during the 2 sessions, while about 1/3 members accounted for about 75% of the total questions listed. During the 249th session, 49 members did not raise any start question, while this number was 80 in case of the 250th session. The analysis was done after Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu sought to know the details regarding the extent of opportunities that members get to raise questions in the House. The state assemblies of Bihar and Assam ratified the Constitution 126th Amendment Bill 2019 on Monday. The Bihar Assembly convened a special one-day session to ratify the bill to extend SCs/STs quota in Lok Sabha and state assemblies by another 10 years. The bill was ratified unanimously in the House. In fact, the Assam Assembly also unanimously ratified the Constitution 126th Amendment Bill 2019. There too, a special one-day session of the Assembly was held to ratify the bill, which was passed by Parliament on 11 December last year. Moving the proposal in the House, Chief Minister Sarbanand Sonowal sought the support of all the legislators, saying the bill would ensure socio-economic uplift of the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes. Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari has expressed concern over the rising incidence of road accidents in the country. Noting that the road accident cases have seen a rise by 4% in the last 5 years, the minister said that educating the masses on road safety is of utmost importance. Addressing the road safety stakeholders meet in New Delhi, Gadkari said that the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank have approved 7,000 crore rupees each to enhance road safety.
किसके ऊपर यह संकट आ सकता है, ये कभी बताया नहीं जा सकता, और इसलिए इस बात को हमारे देश के सभी लोग बहुत संवेदनशीलता के साथ और सीरियसली उसको ले, इसलिए हमने कार्यक्रमों के बारे में कुछ नीति बनाई है, जिसके बारे में बताया गया है कि 4 बातों के ऊपर हमने विशेष रूप से ध्यान दिया है। एक है एजुकेशन,
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh also addressed the meet. He called for all stakeholders to work in coordination to reduce the number of road accidents in India. He said more than 1.5 lakh people lose their lives in around 450,000 road accidents that take place every year in the country. Later, Rajnath Singh also awarded Tamil Nadu as the best performing state in reducing the number of road accidents.
आज यदि हम सड़क सुरक्षा सप्ताह का उद्घाटन कर रहे हैं तो प्रश्न ये उठता है कि हम सप्ताह ही क्यों मनाएं? क्या हमारा ये सुरक्षा माह नहीं होना चाहिए? वर्ष का सुरक्षा का कार्यक्रम नहीं होना चाहिए? क्यों नहीं होना चाहिए? लेकिन मैं यह मानता हूं कि इस सुरक्षा सप्ताह की एक अपनी अहमियत है, इसका एक अपना महत्व है.
Home Minister Amit Shah chaired the 6th meeting of Island Development Agency in New Delhi. The Island Development Agency reviewed the progress made towards the program Holistic Development of Islands. Amit Shah expressed satisfaction at the progress made on this front. He also advised to implement strategies for sustainable utilization of fisheries resources in exclusive economic zones around the island's development plans, with a focus on creation of jobs through tourism as well as export of seafood and coconut-based products made in the islands are being implemented in 4 islands of Andaman and Nicobar and the 5 islands of Lakshadweep. The meeting was also attended by Lieutenant Governor of Andaman and Nicobar Islands, the Administrator of Lakshadweep, Niti Aayog CEO Amitabh Kant, secretaries and senior officials from the Ministries of Home, Commerce, Tribal Affairs and others. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a telephonic conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Monday. During the conversation, both leaders expressed their intent to further develop the India-Russia privileged strategic relationship. They also discussed some international matters, including the developments in the Persian Gulf region and also in Libya. The Prime Minister also extended the season's greetings to President Putin and also the people of Russia. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Putin also, in fact, they also spoke about face-to-face meetings which will be held in Moscow and during the BRICS and Shanghai Cooperation Organization summits in St. Petersburg. With less than a month to go for the assembly elections in Delhi, political battle lines have clearly been drawn in the national capital. Political parties are going all out to woo the voters, making promises and assuring them that their interests will be taken care of once they come to power. With Delhi assembly elections just around the corner, political parties are going all out to woo voters. Delhi BJP chief and MP from Northeast Delhi, Manoj Tiwari, has said if voted to power, the BJP will give 5 times the subsidy on electricity and water bills than being given by the Aam Aadmi Party government.
मेरी दिल्ली मेरा सुझाव जो कैंपेन है उसमें दिल्ली के कोने-कोने में जाकर दिल्ली के जितने भी लोग हैं उनको साथ जोड़ने का काम है कि दिल्ली की जनता खुद दिल्ली में सरकार कैसी हो और कैसे चले उसकी स्टेक होल्डर है और वो क्या-क्या चाहते हैं, उनकी क्या-क्या दिक्कतें हैं और वो परेशानी को कैसे निवारण चाहते हैं, वही दिल्ली सरकार का काम है और दिल्ली में सरकार कैसी चलेगी इसीलिए जो है उसको चलाया गया है.
The Aam Aadmi Party, on the other hand, is banking on its report card for the last 5 years. However, the party will also include a few fresh promises in its election manifesto.
हमने बिजली 200 यूनिट तक फ्री किया, 400 यूनिट तक आधे दाम पे किया, पानी फ्री किया, बस की यात्रा महिलाओं के लिए फ्री की, ऑपरेशन फ्री, दवा फ्री, बुजुर्गों की तीर्थ यात्रा फ्री. इतने सारे काम हमने दिल्ली के अंदर, जय भीम योजना में कोचिंग फ्री, तमाम फरिश्ते योजना, तमाम काम हमने दिल्ली के अंदर किया है और वही काम लेकर हम दिल्ली की जनता के बीच में जा रहे हैं और उनका अपार समर्थन हमको मिल रहा है.
The Congress is looking to seek votes based on the development work done by it in the 15 years before the Aam Aadmi Party came to power. The Congress is also promising poll sobs to beat the subsidies provided by the AAP government. including free electricity and water up to certain units.
कांग्रेस का जो 15 साल का शानदार शासन है उसकी उपलब्धियों और दूसरे मुद्दों को लेकर कांग्रेस जनता के बीच जारी है और दिल्ली में हम पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार इस बार बनाने जा रहे हैं। हमने 69 फ्लाईओवर्स दिल्ली को दिए, हमने दिल्ली को मेट्रो दी, एलिवेटेड रोड्स दिए, ट्रेन्स दी, हमने दिल्ली को पोल्यूशन फ्री करने का प्रयास किया, हमने दिल्ली को 24 घंटे बिजली दी, हमने बिजली का प्राइवेटाइजेशन किया, हमने CNG इंट्रोड्यूस की। इन्होंने क्या किया वो बताएं।
Delhi will vote on the 8th of February to decide who will win the electoral battle. The results will be announced on 11th February. With inputs from Bharat Singh Divakar, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Opposition parties held a meeting on Monday over the Citizenship Amendment Act. A joint resolution demanding withdrawal of the CAA and the NRC NPR was adopted at the meeting called in by the Congress Party. Former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, Congress leaders Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, NCP Supremo Sharad Pawar, Left leader Sitaram Yechuri and D. Raja, Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren and LGD Chief Sharad Yadav were present. However, Trinamool Congress, the BSP, also the Samajwadi Party, the Aam Aadmi Party, Shiv Sena and the DMK did not participate in the meeting.
बगैर किसी पार्लियामेंट्री प्रोसीजर के जो अपनाना चाहिए था किसी भी कानून को लाने के लिए, किसी भी बिल को पार्लियामेंट में शुरू करने से पहले जो प्रोसीजर है पार्लियामेंट में, उसको बिल्कुल बाईपास करते हुए अचानक 370 आर्टिकल 370 को खत्म करने का बिल लाया।
Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad, in fact, rejected all charges made by the opposition parties over the Citizenship Amendment Act. He said the opposition's resolution is neither in national or security interest, nor in the interest of the persecuted minorities from the neighboring countries.
संसद में 2 दिन भर खुली बहस हुई, वोटिंग भी हुई, सभा ने चर्चा में भाग लिया और फिर निर्णय हुआ। अब कहा जा रहा है कि संसद में नागरिकता संशोधन कानून हड़बड़ी में पारित किया गया। राहुल गांधी, सोनिया गांधी, पहले एक चीज बताएं, क्या यह सच्चाई है कि नहीं कि पाकिस्तान में आस्था के कारण सबसे अधिक पीड़ित गरीब हैं?
The Supreme Court has adjourned for 3 weeks the hearing on pleas on the issue of allowing women of all ages to enter the Sabarimala shrine in Kerala. A 9-judge constitution bench headed by Chief Justice S.A. Bobde was hearing a batch of 60 petitions, including issues of discrimination against Muslim and Parsi women. The apex court bench also asked for senior lawyers to convene a meeting for deciding the issues to be taken up by it in the Sabarimala reference case. Justice Bobde said the court is thinking of listing other petitions apart from Sabarimala, such as the entry of Muslim women into mosques and dargahs, as well as that of Parsi women. The Chief Justice clarified that they were not hearing review petitions, but only the 7 questions referred to the larger bench by the 5-judge bench. Markets touched a new high on Monday, rallying nearly 300 points to its record intraday high of 41,900. The BSE Sensex gained 260 points or 0.62% to close at 41,860. The broader Nifty 50 index traded at fresh all-time high at around 12,338 before gaining 73 points or 0.59% to end at 12,330. A quick weather check now. Cold wave conditions continued unabated in most parts of North India on Monday, following a fresh spell of snowfall in the higher reaches of Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh and the Kashmir Valley. Fresh snow in the Kashmir Valley and hilly areas of Jammu region threw normal life out of gear. The snowfall affected flight operations at the Srinagar airport. Several flights were cancelled due to poor visibility and accumulation of snow on the runway. In Uttarakhand, Chamoli, Uttarkashi and Rudraprayag districts received heavy snowfall. In Pithoragarh and some other parts of the Kumaon region, cold wave conditions intensified following the heavy snowfall in hilly areas. The National Weather Agency has predicted hailstorms at isolated places in Dehradun, Haridwar, Pauri and Nainital districts of Uttarakhand. Meanwhile, in Punjab, Mohali, Jalandhar, Amritsar and several other places also witnessed rainfall. In Haryana, rain slashed Ambala, Panchkula and Kurukshetra regions. The national capital also woke up to a clear sky but witnessed scattered rains in the evening. The city recorded a low of 8 degrees Celsius, 1 notch above normal, and a maximum of 19.9 degrees Celsius. Let's now get you some news about environment and climate change. In Southeast Asia, Taal volcano in the Philippines has begun spewing lava and ash. Experts have warned that an eruption is possible soon. 16,000 people have already been evacuated from the area near the volcano, near Manila. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology has warned that 450,000 people who live nearby are in danger if the volcano erupts. It has in fact requested total evacuation within a 17-kilometer radius around the volcano. The volcano is the Philippines' second most active volcano and has recorded at least 34 eruptions in the past 450 years. Face masks to protect people from the ash sold out across Manila, and over 500 flights were cancelled due to poor visibility caused by the ash. In related news, over 1.25 billion animals have been killed in Australia due to raging bushfires. The Australian government on Monday said it might declare koalas as an endangered species after their population suffered an extraordinary hit in the unprecedented devastating bushfires, which destroyed 30% of their habitat across the country. The government also announced a $76 million Australian fund for emergency mental health services for the communities hit by the crisis. The government, in fact, has established a $50 million Australian emergency fund to address the devastating loss of wildlife. Meanwhile, after weeks of criticism over the handling of the bushfires, Prime Minister Scott Morrison said he will propose a national review into the response to the disaster. The raging Australian bushfires, one of the worst in its history, has already killed 28 people, burned over 18 million hectares of land, destroyed thousands of homes, and pushed several species towards extinction.
Bushfires have been across so many different areas. People who have been exposed to them, many have returned to where they reside, having been away during those fires. And it's important that the response today reaches out across all of those who are likely to have been impacted. The response that we're providing today is considerable. There's $76 million being dedicated through the National Bushfire Recovery Fund. That is going to counselling support on the ground, in communities, Medicare rebates to ensure psychological support sessions.
And on to some sports news now. In the third Khelo India Youth Games going on in Guwahati, Maharashtra is leading the medal tally with 70 medals. Until now, Maharashtra is, of course, at the top of the tally with 16 gold, 19 silver and 35 bronze medals. Haryana holds the second place in the medals tally with 16 gold and a total of 46 medals. Delhi is at the third position in the medals tally with 32 medals, out of which 12 are gold. Gujarat is at the fourth position with 28 medals, followed by the southern state of Tamil Nadu, also with 25 medals. And that's it from us in this bulletin. But before we go, we leave you with visuals of people celebrating the harvest festival Lohri with bonfire and bhangra across North India. Wishing all of you a very happy Lohri and thank you for your time.